All right, this is gonna be part 9, right, of this negativity rant. And in this part, I just thought about this as I was uploading it to YouTube. Part 8 is gonna be about negativity or not focusing on negativity and delusion, right? So when I was at Easton, right, at the conference of churches there, one of the dudes is sitting there trying to be passive aggressive for the conditioning, right? He's like, yeah, this girl, she talking to herself for like an hour, she has some type of psychosis, this, that, the third. She's just ranting for an hour. You're trying to be passive aggressive about me ranting. If I make the rant videos and post them, they don't want me to do that. You're informing somebody, right? But when you don't address these things, it puts you in a state of delusion. They try to redirect or reflect or deflection, right? And say that, oh, you're delusional if you pinpoint or point out the negatives in what they're doing. When they're harassing you in this MK Ultra gang stalk, and if you point out the negatives, they'll go, oh, he's delusional, this, that, third. He's talking to himself about it, he's ranting about it, right? A lot of people actually experience the opposite, where they try to ignore it and they feel like they are in more of a state of delusion, right? Like this one girl, Rachel, she's always coming around, like following me. She was one of the ones who mentioned MK Ultra. I didn't record it, but yeah, she's one of the ones who mentioned the MK Ultra, and she, like, to me, I'm sure there's intelligence in there, but her actions and behavior is retarded because she has to play fake and pretend, and that's a lot of people to me. It's just nonsensical. And I'm like, you have this mental disconnect. You feel me? This cognitive dissonance. That's just it's like an ill feeling. It's like ill. And I'm like, I've had a friend of mine, or a person I wanted to call a friend of mine, Kai. Like, yo, he's like, yo, PA Easton is ill, and that's what I get when I say, I'm like, these people are mentally ill, right? Because they have to experience a certain level of delusion to harass you and think that it's okay. And to think that, again, I said it in one of the other parts of these videos, that they're a good person. And this is why these people experience cognitive dissonance, depression, anxiety, and stuff. They're so worried about getting caught, people doing them the same way that, they're doing you. You know what I'm saying? Or they're doing the other people. You know what I'm saying? They are so focused on that it puts them in that state, right? Let's say you're cheating on somebody. You're going to be anxious about somebody else cheating on you once you see the signs. Even, or paranoid once you see any signs of it. You're going to go, oh, dag, I was doing this to this person. So when this person's doing it to me, I can see it. Now I'm all in this state where I don't like it. So now it's putting me in a bad mood, but I'm doing it too. That's why it goes back to the hypocritical, right? So they have this delusion where I'm a good person, even though I was cheating on this person, but I'm going to villainize this person for doing the same thing that I was doing. Or it can work vice versa. This person isn't doing what I'm doing, and he feels like they're better than me. But if they wanted to be a better person, they would have to stop cheating. And they know that, but they don't want to stop cheating. Right? So they come up with this delusion like, yeah, I'm a good person. But then at the same time, while they're trying to convince themselves they're a good person, they have to bring you down in order for you to not be a good person, right? This is what the last video was about, with them bringing the negativity, a false negative. Right, dag, he's good at it. I gotta make him feel like he's bad at it so I can feel like I'm good at it. I gotta bring him down a couple pegs so I can set myself up. Because that's the only way. I can't naturally come up. I have to bring them down. Right? I'm at 5, he's at 10. I gotta bring him down to 4. You see? And it causes this delusion, because then they'll sit there, even if you pretend, right? You pretend to come down, they'll have this delusion like, yo, I'm at a 4. And or well, you're at a 4 and that they're at this 5, so that they can be over you. They haven't improved in any way, but they'll feel like, yeah, I'm better than this person because I got them to come down instead of myself coming up. And that's cognitive dissonance. That's, oh man, the delusion is strong. The force is strong with that, right? Because that's just what I was telling dude the other day. I think it was like part 3 video, where one of my roommates, he's sitting there arguing with me in the middle of the night after I asked him, I'm like, yo, could you just stop spraying? And then he's trying to argue with me to try to one up with me so he could sound smart and win. And I'm like, yo, I'm not even gonna argue with you because sitting there arguing with foolishness, I'm telling him like, yo, you sound like a hypocrite to me. I'm not gonna argue with you. We'll deal with it in the morning. You feel me? Good. All right, you sound dumb to me because you sound like a hypocrite. I've heard you tell so many people, oh, you know, it's about respect, but you're not respecting. So you sound like a hypocrite. I'm not gonna sit there. Or he even tried to come to me. Oh, you know, you put down your baby powder, this, that, and the third. Yes, I put my baby powder. Why am I putting on the baby powder though? So I don't gotta smell you. I'm trying to cancel out what you doing. Right? He has this delusion. Before he came, there wasn't a problem because everybody in the room showered. You don't shower, and then you're spraying foot spray on top of that. Right? But he since I addressed it, he's feeling attacked. Right? But he had this thing in his mind, like he's this wise person. So now he's trying to stay in this character that he's really not. And then arguing with somebody who really is. And so they create this delusional thing. Like, he's like, oh, I wash my ass. This, that. I'm like, I didn't ask you if you wash your ass or not. I didn't even mention that you don't shower. I just said stop spraying so much so I don't got to taste this shit. But now he's like, all of his insecurities that he has, he got to know he's stink. But he's like, yeah, I wash my ass. No, you don't. You're not on that shower list every day. Or you don't find somewhere else to go and shower. You come in here, I can smell the fun. But you're deluding yourself to thinking you're this person while not taking the shower. My feet don't stink, bro. You spraying foot spray every night. The only reason I'm spraying my power stick, because at first I'm like, yo, I'm spraying my power stick just because the room smell. I'm like, okay, I'll spray it in my shoes and it'll rise up and I don't gotta smell him. But then he starts spraying that foot spray on top of it. I'm like, now I gotta do the baby powder on my bed and like in my pillowcase so that when I fall asleep, the smell of the baby powder is right there and it combats his smell. And he's like, oh, you put the baby powder. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, cleanliness is next to godliness. So I'm trying to keep it clean while you being dirty. You spraying cleanliness. You're trying to give the illusion of cleanliness, that delusion of cleanliness. Where, oh yeah, I'm dirty, so I'm gonna spray this spray on top of this funky smell, and it's gonna make me smell clean. But you don't realize you smell like a mixture of foot spray and ass. That's it. But a lot of people, again, they have this delusion. Oh, I'm gonna harass this person, but oh no, you think you better than me. Just that the third, we're on the same level. They have this saying, if you knew better, you would do better. If you don't think you can be better, you're not gonna do better. If you don't think you have to be better, you're not gonna do better. But the problem comes in when people go, oh, you think you're better than me at some things, you're gonna be better than some people at some things. That's just how we work, right? There's girls who are more flexible. They are better at flexibility than I am. Can I improve to my flexibility? Sure. But she's better. And there's basketball players that are better than me at things. They've practiced it. They've earned being better. As people, are we above one another? No. But can you be better than somebody at something? Yes. And that's what they don't want to believe. So they get this delusion where, like, yeah, I'm at the same level or better than you at a skill that they don't really have. Oh, I'm cleaner than you. No, you're not. No, you are not. Right? I had Z on. I'm sitting there observing all of this MK Ultra gang stalking around me, and he's like, oh, he's gonna take that one opportunity to go. You don't pay attention to your surroundings, right? If I go and I wash all the dishes, right? He's gonna go cook something, and this is something I'm observing. He's gonna go cook something, and then he's gonna leave grease, and then come and try to blame me, so that way he can be like, oh, you dirty, even though he sees how clean I kept it, because he has to keep this delusion that he's cleaner than me, even though he's a hoarder, right? It's delusion, and he'll tell you. He told me I've posted these videos. Oh, I'm a hypocrite. So they don't operate with the proper logic, so it comes to delusion. These are people who need the therapy, who need to talk to somebody about how to fix themselves because they don't see the flaws in their actions. If you can see the flaws in your actions, you can correct it. If you don't see it, you can't correct it. You see, so if you don't focus on the negativity in order to correct it, you become this delusional person. Right? If I go, okay, these people aren't harassing me, this is just life. Then I'll start doing the same thing. harassing somebody else. I'm doing the negative and I'm thinking that's okay. That's another level of delusion. But the people who are actually delusional, what they do, since I don't do that, is they try to project. That's the word I was looking for. I said reflect. They try to project their delusion onto me. Oh, he thinks he's better than somebody. Oh, he's delusional. You know, he's pointing out this MKO. He's delusional. He's not in reality. But those are the people who are not in reality. Those are the people who go, I'm a good person, but I'm going to go harass this person. I'm going to go use all these gang stalker tactics and the MK Ultra tactics to harass this person. But I'm a good person. They got to do extra. They got to do little good things. These are the people who dwell on the positives of themselves. They're selfish. They'll go, oh yeah, I helped this lady. These are the people who they'll tell you to count your blessings, right? Because they're counting the way they've blessed other people, right? They're going, yeah, I did this for you, so I am a good person. They're delusional. They're not going, okay, I did one positive thing, 30 negative things. I'm a bad person. Let me fix that. I could do less negative things and more positive things. They're going, I'm gonna do this one positive thing, and I'm gonna call myself a good person. While you over there doing 30 positive things and they're dwelling on the one negative thing you did. That's what the whole start of this was about, right? Dwelling on the negatives. That's what the negative people do, because that's what they are. They're negative. You're positive, you're naturally gonna pay attention to the positive, but don't forget the negative. That's the point of these videos. But